What is in store for us? Let's go ahead and hit the bell. Okay, now y'all know. Yesterday was heavy, heavy. So, since that's America, what about the rest of us? Like the enlightened ones? What's in store for us in August? Not loud enough. Let's go. All right. What's in store for us? I'm going to put my laptop in here for some weight. What is in store for us enlightened ones as we navigate this extreme roller coaster? Y'all, that was quick. Okay. So, how did you find your way back out? Okay. So we have Knight of Cups and Two of Cups energy. Okay. And then we have a Four of Cups energy. So this is definitely a guard your energy type of day, month. Okay. This is a guard your energy type of month. We have the Four of Cups, reject what they're bringing your way. It's not good for you. Okay. And so we have the Two of Cups card here. This feels like, while it's not in communion, it's like get in partnership, don't try to navigate this alone type of deal. And then, hey, Ladybug. And then we're dealing with this Knight of Cups here, this Knight of Cups. I just got a bunch of words like flitting through my head. Because I get sharing, I get, while I was up, I should have got the other book to back me up here. Let's see, sharing and I guess that's part of the thing of where I get the protecting your energy. Oh my gosh, okay. That really is like where I get it. I guess it's pretty much telling the story for me in that regards. It's like, do not try to do this alone. This isn't a man versus woman. This isn't a right versus left. This isn't like what we are going through right now is bigger than any type of ideology or politics or divisive grouping that can be used. You're not being told to partner up with people just because, uh, you know, no, you're being told to partner with people who are sharing the same values. Okay. But, and in that regard though, is to still be a protector for all, you know, because this knight is standing still. That's the part like I'm getting. It's standing still and there's a reflection. So it's like even though you may not be of the same whatever, you're still reflectant of each other. And you know, some people are in the sunken place, like literally, and some people are more enlightened, and some people are just somewhere on the middle of the terrain. But the point of this is it's not necessarily extend an olive branch. I won't say that, but it's extend compassion. You know I don't like when you do this to me, right? I'm like, you know I really don't care. Not me personally. I do not. After you know, I'm of the mindset you voted for this, so therefore you should have it. If I got to sit here and get punished, well, so should you. That's human me, correct? Okay. I don't like you telling me to do this. Okay. Emotions drive your romantic idealism. This passion leads to action as you bring art and beauty to life. This one definitely feels like a relationship thing. So your relationships feel maybe fueled by the ideal of love. Be careful not to let this lead to unrealistic expectations from the relationship or your partner. Okay, perfect. Um, and career, I can almost take that. Emotional intelligence will help you navigate the current workplace politics. Creative solutions may be the key to solve seemingly impossible problems. Okay. Let this passion lead to action as you bring art and beauty to life. All right. So, oh, it said compassion, didn't it? Okay, I was right. No, I said compassion. Um, they said action. Oh, let this passion lead to action. Okay. Well, then I'm going to put it that way then. Let this compassion lead to action. So this is still taking care of people, no matter what they voted for, because at this point we're all in it. Um, God, I don't like that. That's me personally, but this is definitely the message here. The message here is we're all brothers and sisters. The message here is we all share this earth, we all share this planet. Um, and now I hear the Jesus words: what you do to the least of these, you do to me. And at this moment, these people are the least of these. Like they really are. No matter how much money they got, to have fallen for this shit is to be the least of these. Um, and there's the Eight of Cups in reverse. Don't walk away from them. I don't like this. You know that, right? Like, I don't. I don't think this is for me anyway. So, because you still have to guard your space. Remember that. That Four of Cups still said, reject the BS, guard your space. Nobody said you had to be best friends. It just said, extend your compassion. Extend your compassion. Be an example. There we go. That's the Knight of Cups. Lead by example. I'm with you, Jen. But no, that just resonated. The Knight of Cups is lead by example. So the Knight of Cups is super slow. And, you know, they talk about action, but this thing is standing still, is 4-footed. So it's like stand on your business. Yes. Ugh, frick. There's the chills. So it really is a lead with, lead by example, with compassion and with love. But you don't have to be best friends. You do not have to allow people back in your circle or your space. You do get to reject it and you do get to protect it. But that said, you can still keep people on the outside and be like, look, I'm going to make sure you eat. But I want you to remember this shit when we come back. Don't you forget this shit. This is not weakness. This is actually strength that I'm still feeding you. Do you understand that? This is real strength that I'm still feeding you. This is real strength that I even got time for you. This is not a weakness. So let's get that understood. Empathy, compassion is not a weakness, honey. So don't you forget what I did. Like for real. I need you to remember this and I need you to be a better person. That's that. Um, that's exactly that. So, now this is really good. I'm liking the additional level that this set of cards is adding. I'm getting chills all over this right now. But I do like this addition, this other level that I'm getting ready to share with you because again, this is all giving me chills. And it goes with the conversation we had the night before where we did the August preview. And we had that message of talking to us when we had all everybody's questions and stuff. And so, listen to this. So, the upright of the Four of Cups. Life may be feeling monotonous. Perhaps the past disappointment is making new opportunities seem dull, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of people don't feel like doing anything. But this is saying, and this is exactly what I said the other night from our other reading, the universe is offering solutions, but it is up to you to rediscover your passion. And honestly, that's where I've been in this space of this last week. In fact, that was part of my prayer, is it came back up, the thing I'm really passionate about, which is screenwriting and getting this TV project off the ground, which is a romance. And I was watching this comedy thing. It was an award show with Regina Hall and Jen, the godmother of Hollywood. What's her name? Jennifer. Uh, I don't. Jennifer Dixon is my friend. Jennifer Lewis. There we go. Um, you know, had this moment where her like, get your butt off the stage or whatever, and then it was just like, those are the two people I want in my play, in my TV show. I want her to play her mother. And it was just like, whoa. And so that came back out during my prayer time. So that's rediscovering my passion. Like, I'm going to repurchase my screenwriting software so I can finish the pilot episode that I was working on. I wrote the movie, but now I'm trying to get the pilot because it'd be easier to fund the pilot. And I just kept hearing, like, get back to it, get back to it. The funding will come, right? So I'm gonna do that. And then anyway, so this Four of Cups is saying, like, it's up to you to rediscover your passion, right? And remember, cups are also intuition. So I think if you're paying attention to the nudgings, the whispers, I call them like God whispers or something. If I know, girl, I'm getting chills. Um, Even just talking about it, like this one right here, this is the book I'm working on that is for the second in that story. Um, and I've been stuck because I've been going through a really hard time these last 3-4 years. I've been in the dark night of my soul type of thing, and have been stripped of everything that doesn't mean anything, and some stuff that did, like my grandfather's Bible and my children's baby pictures and stuff. But I won't talk about that because I'll start crying again. But anyway, so I've been really struggling writing because, where's the joy? But even in my prayer, it came up. It was like, again, joy, joy, joy. Joy comes in the morning. It's time that you feel that joy before it even gets here. Joy, 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 joy. Right? And then when I practiced my mediumship in the mediumship circle I did this week, one of the girls, she was reading through my emotions because that's what we were doing. And thank you, boo. What? Oh yeah, I am very attached to the characters. I absolutely know that. But they're not done telling me their story because I'm not finished writing. But anyway, um, the so in the mediumship class, we were practicing isolating our clairsentience, and so she did all the whole thing of like, you have this big to-do list, you compartmentalize your emotions, all this stuff. I'm like, yep, 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 yep. And then she gets to the end. We're at the end of the 8-minute reading, and she goes, but your breakthrough is right there around the corner. You are so close to breakthrough. And I was like, I receive it. I receive it. I receive it. I receive it. Because I know things, like, listen, I didn't come here to be destitute and poor and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of y'all did not either, unless you were super rich and you needed to get humbled this lifetime and learn compassion and stuff like that. But, or even, it could be, you still come back as super rich and you got to learn how to do something with your money. as opposed to just hoarding it and becoming these a-hole billionaires. But the whole point is, the the Four of Cups says it's up to you to rediscover your passion. Because if you rediscover your passion, you rediscover one of your reasons for living. That's a given. The Knight of Cups, just to go with that again, the Knight of Cups, oh God, I'm getting chills. It's like, yes, read this too. Okay. So the Knight of Cups here, where it just said, let this passion lead to action as you bring art and beauty to life. We literally just talked about this the other day, right? Oh, thank you, Jen. That's such confirmation. So we literally just talked about this the other day. Like, it's in my membership videos. I might release it one more time because people have asked to see it. Because I've shared some shorts from it and they've asked to see it. And I'm like, you know what? I think there's a message that I'm supposed to let everybody see. So I'll probably unlock it from the membership video. It's the full moon reading, by the way, if you're wondering which one. So I'll probably release it for like another day or two and then put it back in the members. But it was just such a good energy of that reading. That's why the next day just like made me like, what? Um, and so you said for your whole life, super poor. When you moved out to Colorado, there was so much out here. It was crazy. The first year, it was awesome. Like I just came out here on a whim, plane ticket. See, I don't believe in whims. I believe in divine guidance. You got lots of plans. The first thing I'm going to do is start. Oh, yes. Putting an anti algorithm out there. Oh, I like that. Go ahead now. Go ahead now. Um, so again, the Knight card is saying, let this passion lead you. Okay. And then when we got back into that career part, it says creative solutions may be the key to solving seemingly impossible problems. So think about the problems that you're having right now that are that's really hurting you or stopping you or bottlenecking you. Because there's been a couple things bottlenecking me. It's like, all right, get creative. What can I do to get around this? And that's the best thing for you to do. So now the Two of Cups, I didn't look at the Two of Cups here. Let me see if the Two of Cups keeps with that particular message. Ooh, yes. So this card signifies a strong synergistic relationship on an emotional and philosophical level. Perfect. Exactly. So this is why I'm saying it's not about letting people back in. It's about finding your humanity for them again, right? So because you need to be in communion, in partnership with people who share your 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 light, not who's going to take and steal from your light, right? And so that's why that four is still a rejection of things that are not along that line. Okay. You know, I have heard people do that, that they mortgage they take out oh my God, obviously I don't own a house. Whatever the overage is, like the higher value of it, they take that out and they use that to fund their dreams. It's something I've seen white boys do that that paid off for them is taking this risk and this investment, especially when it feels right and feels aligned. That's the only thing I would suggest you do is make sure, okay. But even from being a psychic yourself, remember, well, at least for me, it's usually hard for me to read myself. So it's like sit with your soul team and go, is this aligned? And if it is, balls to the wall, baby. You know? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Find your compassion for them again. Don't walk away from them. And that makes sense because as things get harder, we might get angrier. And that's not the way, right? Because I will admit, like, I've been pretty upset with these people for a little while. So it says, you may be struggling to decide if you should stay in a situation. Have courage and faith in yourself if your intuition is telling you to go. All right. So again, just find your humanity for them. You don't have to be in communion with them. Oh, yeah, honey, we're not even there yet. Like I said, our reading yesterday was really down. I do like that we got a warning in the beginning, which was guard yourself. This is about to get extremely bumpy. We've actually had that in a few readings. We had the Six of Swords in reverse, and the very first keyword we got for that is bumpy ride, bumpy ride. So this is the part of the roller coaster you want to get off where it's going to make you nauseous. Just understand it will end. It will end, and we will do something else. Okay. So, the additional energies here that we're going to talk about is the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Now, the Three of Pentacles is in reverse. The Six of Pentacles is in the upright. So this really does. Oh, yeah. The other thing about this card. Look at this. So if you notice, even though he is extending the scales and they're unbalanced over these two kids, these other two kids are here, but they're being fed by the universe. So while he's doing that over there, giving them capitalistic monies and look, I'm rich, or look, I got charity, this right here is saying you are divinely protected and provided for. Okay, so you don't have to go begging, you just have to open and receive. Thank you. Thank you for saying it that way. Okay, so, and this Three of Pentacles, you guys, the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. Now, this is like usually collaboration and teamwork, but this is in the reverse. So this is the disharmony, right? And I'm going to take this about going to the polls, since that is like the next thing that we're getting ready to read on is, you know, so there is disharmony about this whole poll thing and whatever. Exactly. The answer is always right in front of you. So in relationship, I'm trying to think. Yeah, so disharmony among the group is preventing a task from being completed. We could have been out this shit already. Y'all know we had to wait for them. So we're going to try to show how much people's skills is integral to the project. Yeah. So we still need people, you know, and I have to read this here because this follows, and that is the betrayal. But also understand that this betrayal was a direct result of treason. This betrayal was a direct result of manufactured discontent. The way that they ran the economy, and then the people they blamed for the economy, and then the heartbreak that came. All this is manufactured discontent, to divide and to overwhelm people's systems and whatnot. And in doing that, that will break people down. And any amount of relief they will be begging for. Again, remember, we're not in the space of begging because the universe is going to provide. God, heaven, your spirit soul team, they will be providing. Okay? So this is just a warning here of chill. We got this. We will be taken care of, even as this is out here. Okay? So this is also telling us how we got into such a place of that divide. It is manufactured. They put the swords in the heart. They use the internet to do it. They use the algorithms to do it. They used your own brain against you to do it. They made life really, really hard and made it a struggle for you. So this manufactured disharmony, because then they started the messaging of them versus us, or you versus them, or whatever those, you know. So this is manufactured discontent. And that's a psychological problem. Okay? That's a psychological problem. Hold on here. One second. So then we have, oh, yay, they came back. Okay, they came back. We have the Queen of Pentacles, yo, and then we have the King of Pentacles. So remember, they were, even in our horrible reading of what's coming with the economy, we still had people who were working on our behalf, to try to right this ship, okay? Oh, okay. So, all right. So here's the thing too, is that as you guys know, we do have hardship coming, right? So what do we need to do in this season is, one, we need to be looking towards our spirit team, our soul team, our spirit guides Two, oh wait, I'm sorry. That's Queen of Cups, not Pentacles. Hold on, you guys. That is your own intuition, your own survival, your own spirituality, that stuff. So this is Earth, the Pentacle. So this is the stuff happening in the earthly plane, earthly realm. And this is the spirit, okay? And this is you and your connection, okay? So two things are working in your behalf, but you also need to be working in your behalf too. So even as you see the poverty, the losses, the economy going to shit, even as you see that, know it is operating exactly as it was designed by them to do, okay? But you are still provided. You have to be a person who believes in this. Otherwise, you'll be the person who's begging for scraps, okay? Don't look to the man, look to your team, look to your belief system. All right. Hey, Nicole. So, and the other thing is, there's no getting out of this. This is the Wheel of Fortune card. There's no getting out of this. Why is there no getting out of this? Because this is what we came here for. Things have to be fixed. They have to be dealt with. They have to be faced. There is no somebody, please end this now so we can go back to building the same shit for the next 3-4 years. Nope. It does have to fall. It does have to hit the ground. This is required. We're not getting out of it. This is our building process. We are going into the cocoon, okay? So in the cocoon, you're going to die to your old self. I've been there already. Like, really. So this is Five of Cups. You're going to die to your old self. And what happens when you die to that materialistic self? Exactly, Anita. There's no getting out of it this time. Not at all. We have to face it. We have to do it. So there is going to be loss. We saw that two fives, the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. There's going to be loss. We're not getting out of it. We have to face it because it has to be torn down to be rebuilt. But what happens when you come out of that cocoon? Here's the other thing, and somebody reminded me of this today, and I want to remind you of this too. You don't have to be dirt poor just because other people are going through it. You have to remember, you have to remember, you can still be finding abundance even when other people are finding poverty. And it's not saying you're a chosen one, it's saying it's not your time for that lesson. Maybe, like me and like other people, you've already gotten it. Maybe you already got that lesson. No, the material things don't matter. No, I don't need money to be a good person. No, I don't need money to do good out in this world. I can do where I am now. And then this character building, when I get money, that part is amplified. You have to remember that. Exactly. Have faith and be a witness. Oh my God, that's so good. Give me a second, Team Intel. So you got to remember that. You don't have to suffer just because the rest of the world is suffering. You really don't. And I was so glad to get that reminder today. I forgot who said it. But it was like, if you already got that lesson, you don't have to keep getting it. So guess what? Don't expect that part of the lesson. The world is going to crash. We already know that. That's why I think the leaders of the world are going to come to try to neutralize what's happening in America so it doesn't touch the rest of the world. But that said, the down still has to happen. But if you've already been in a down cycle, as so many of us have already been, if you're like literally just coming out of the wilderness period where you wandered in the dark and was like, where the heck is God, or where the heck is the spirit? Like, if you went through a dark night of the soul, that doesn't mean you're going to keep going through it with everybody else. Other people got to learn this lesson, especially if you felt that uptick for yourself. Hold on to your uptick because that's where you're going. You're about to emerge from the cocoon because that's the thing. Everybody's not down at the same time. Everything is not down at the same time. That's not how life works. Nobody is in downtime at the same time. Because if you remember, there's a saying, millionaires are made in the mud. So are you going to be the person who just wallows in the mud, or are you going to be the thing that the person who goes, you know what? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up. Like, I don't have to lay down and roll around and oh, woe is me. This mud just got in my mouth. I'm going to stand up. And I might still be in the mud, but it'll be good for my skin. People pay to go in the mud. Anyway, let me back up real quick and then we're going to keep going forward. I love this first because, oh, see, yes, that's the thing. Okay, hold on. I'll come back. Hold on. Let me catch up to the chat and then we're going to go forward. Um, ba, 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 ba. Do the whole thing like a montage and then I set it, skip montage and the person. Oh, I'll have to revisit that in a second. Yeah, can't do this laboring. Yeah, you can't. You can't do the laboring for people, right? They don't pay you, and even yeah. Oh, okay, so you do the HVAC. Oh wow, that's a lot of money involved. If somebody cancels halfway through, you got eight. Oh, okay. So, promise the algorithm's gonna happen. It's gonna be called. Okay, actually did, but it's gotta be strong enough to take out some of the bigger ones. Oh, great. Like you're starting, so that's amazing. Stuck in residence or will resign. Okay. So thinking about creative solutions and what I should do and everything, and the answer is right there in front of you. It really, really, really is. So I'm not tripping. Oh, now you have one of the tiny houses. Okay. Watch what you put in the chat, honey. Um, okay. Yeah, like I said, you don't have to be friends with people, but you still have to have your humanity. All right. Um, Yep, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. I am for that. All right. Okay. So, the final thing that I'm going to say here is it's the final countdown. Thanks for putting that song in my head, Anita. Okay. Appreciate it. So, anyway, get it out the mud. Okay. So we have, like I said, the moon in reverse and we have the high priestess in reverse. Both of these tend to be about secrets, tend to be about the things that are really at play versus what is easily seen. So here's what I'm telling you for sure is this is designed. This crash is designed. Everything is designed. Everything is designed. And I knew that from the moment they started the hacking of all the agencies. I went, oh shit, you're here to tear it all down this time. And yes, and right? So when we're talking about hidden agendas, people are like, they won't do that. That's illegal. And people go, oh my God, that would ruin the country. They wouldn't do that. That's exactly what they're doing, honey. They just got stopped and slowed down. But that's exactly what they're doing because they want to rebuild it the way they want it to be. Okay? So this is the design. This was the point. This is the purpose. And you have to wrap your mind around that so you can move around that, right? Don't sit in shock and awe like, but they're cutting Medicare so people will be sick and dying. No kidding. That's the point. The disabled, they're trying to end. It's literally part of the Mustache Man's plan. Disabled were the first people to be offed. So the sick and disabled are not scientifically strong, so to speak. And they talk about strength and blah, blah, blah. You should hear what they're talking about and actually hear what they're saying. So that is the plan. That is the design. They don't want you surviving if you need medication. Let's put it that way. That's the simplest way to say it. They don't want you surviving if you need medication. And they already said they're trying to get rid of 2/3 of the population. Okay? They want only, and this is just the white supremacists. I'm not talking about anybody on here, but they want it to be only white. The interesting thing about that is the people who think they're white aren't, such as Narco Coolio, such as Volda Miller. They're not quote unquote white, and that will come back to them if it ever happened. But it's not going to happen the way that they want it to, right? Because thankfully, in everyone's DNA is this thing called the American spirit, and the American spirit has bubbled to the surface. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely Mary Kay. Okay, I call it Mary Kay. We got to try to like not use words that they can crawl. Exactly. Oh my God. Exactly. Exactly. That hit me too, Becky. And welcome, Becky. But that hit me too because I was like, they just ramped up because they hadn't been in Miami, Florida, where I live. And now they've been all over South Florida because South Florida did not choose them. They didn't. Miami was manipulated, and Broward and West Palm did not choose them. And so they have been in Miami, Broward, and West Palm over the last couple of weeks, rounding people up. And I'm like, why did they ramp up? Oh, it's before the primaries. Oh, we're only 90 days out from the November thing. Okay, got it. Okay. And then if you kill off more before November happens, oh, the people who were sick would have been voting against us. Oh, okay. Okay. So that is the plan. And that's why we're reading about that next, right? Yes. If you're more of an alkaline, oh, I don't know what that means. Yeah, you do have to keep balance. And that's honestly what's being worked out is this balance. It's a spiritual balance, it's an emotional balance, it's an earthly balance, it's a physical balance. Everything needs to go back in balance because we're so out of it, right? Um, and and by hitting us with all of this stuff, they're keeping us out of balance. Oh, yeah, you're a historian? Yeah, so all of this stuff is actually just repeating. If you if you like look at it, we have had a crash course in American history in the last 2 years. More people know more about what has actually happened in America than they've learned in the 12 years of school or in the 16 years of school plus college. They're learning way more than they ever knew. And then for the rest of us who were just adulting and living our life, um, I know last time I didn't even know who the director of FBI was. Now I know him very well, and I wish I didn't. You know, now I know the DNI. I didn't even know there was a thing called DNI because I wasn't paying attention. And I think that's the biggest lesson here as well is to pay attention. Okay, so I think we're going to end this particular thing here, even though we have more stuff. Like we do have the Chariot in reverse and we do have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. I think it's just speaking more to what's to come, but you're already being told how to prepare for this, right? So you're already being told to guard your mind, guard your heart, guard your soul, guard your spirit. If you're feeling lost, now's a really good time to learn how to get quiet for a moment. And it could be a walking meditation, and it could be something. Thank you. It could be something that you just need to listen to and receive because we're always being talked to divinely. We're always being talked to divinely. I can't put that in my comments because I don't need them scrubbing my comments. But I read what you just said, team, and I'm with you on that. All right, so I'm not into the mustache people either. So I think we've heard enough, which is be compassionate to people you don't agree with. Lead by example. Don't let them back into your circle. They exited by choice. That's on them. but understand that choice was manipulated as well, right? Um, and focus on finding, and we've had this message repeatedly, focus on finding your joy again. What are you passionate about? What did you love to do when you were younger? Like whatever can reignite your joy, that's what you need to be doing, honey, for real, for sure. Okay? Because that delivers them the biggest loss ever. I think we've already talked about Mary Kay, the Mary Kay Ultra thing. We've already talked about that. Not today, but previous times. So here's the thing. This is so interesting because we got Narco Coolio, we got Keg's Breath, right? So we got these two people. We got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse as well. I think that's just the crime syndicate anyway. And then we got the Ten of Swords in reverse. So, and that Ten of Swords is followed by the Page of Swords. So for me, this is saying they're not going to win. They're going to flip and they're going to lose. They're going to lose. And they're going to ramp up because they know they are. They're going to ramp up. But that's okay, you guys, because they will lose. It is divinely ordained already. It is divinely ordained already. They will be losing. All right, so the message for us is to pour our energy into bringing ourselves joy and to let go of our rage towards the people who had been like we anyone you keep going, this is your fault, this is who you voted for. Like, let go of the rage. You have to fill that space with your own joy. That's not saying forgive them. That's not saying bring them back in your circle. That's saying I don't have time to spend energy on you. I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to show you how humans do it, and you're welcome. That's it. Okay? You're welcome. Listen, Nicole. Me too, girl. Okay. That's that for our August message.